Hello, happy Tuesday, everyone. How's it going?
It's going great.
Hey, okay. Welcome to Industry Live on Tuesday. This is where myself and my good friend, ThatKimberly, Miss Kimberly Scott, put on this lovely little Tuesday Live, and we love to bring in and have people come in from our industry and share their knowledge. Today we have a special guest, and it's Xochitl Flores from Zumper. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks for coming on today. Really appreciate it. Super excited to talk to you.
Yes, thank you for having me. I have been watching you guys for a while now. I'm a big fan, so really happy to be on. Thank you for having me on. Super excited.
Awesome. Well, we're super excited to have you. Don't forget, everyone, that we are live on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. So if you're watching, please comment, share, subscribe, do all the things. Give us a shout out, interact with us. We want to hear from you. The goal of our lives every week is just to provide as much valuable content as we can to our industry friends. Sharing is caring, and there's just so much out there that I think that we can bring to the table and share with each other. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and jump into some conversations with Miss Sochi. So we were going to dive into you and your experience in multifamily and kind of how it all started. So I don't know if you want to go ahead and give me tell me a little bit about yourself and how you got started in the industry.
Yeah, absolutely. So I want to say I've been in the industry now for 11, 12 years. It's been a while. I started off actually in the restaurant industry for like three years. And through that, a couple of my friends started working for the industry. And sometimes when they had call outs, they would, call me and say, hey, we just need somebody that can pick up the phones, take some messages here and there. So they introduced me, and then I did have a good friend. And I think we all have friends like that, whenever they leave someplace, they'll think of you and they'll bring you with them. So I had a friend who called me up and she said, hey, I'm the assistant manager out here. I want you to be my leasing agent. So come out here. So I started off right after the restaurant industry, which was completely different.
Mm-hmm.
And I personally liked it a lot. It's stable. You're not working night shifts anymore. So it's a good, 9 to 5 or 9 to 6 steady income. The commission was great. So it was really something that I personally, I feel like I needed in life, that stability and being able to give back. So yeah, so I had my friend who introduced me into the industry, and then it went off from there.
Yep. That's so funny. Hi, Tammy Broadway. Thanks for watching. She just said hello.
Hello.
Yeah, but I think that's like very normal. Like
Yeah.
as a matter of fact, I mean, I've been in the industry for over 20 years, and a couple of the best places to hunt out new talent are the restaurant industry
Mm-hmm.
and the retail industry. So
Mm-hmm.
you're you're
Absolutely.
service-minded folks. So and it's so funny because I just had a dinner a couple of weeks ago, and someone that was there that has a property management company totally tried to poach and gave her business card to one of the waitresses who was awesome. So I mean, it just like that's still in action. So you can get that's good talent
Absolutely.
out there. Yeah.
I've seen a lot of my friends, in the industry. We're out and about, and then, we have the best waitress, and
Hmm.
then we just talk about her as soon as she leaves. We're like, oh my God, we need to tell her to join
Yeah.
the industry. Especially when I was with staffing, we used to do it all the time. We actually had cards ready just to give out whenever we saw a
Hmm.
superstar. But
Absolutely.
yeah. So I feel like the restaurant industry, and just like you said, the retail industry, you just deal with people, you deal with
Hmm.
customer service. I remember when I would have like leasing 101 classes with staffing. That's kind of how um, we would pick them, or at least, we would ask them questions regarding, their personal experiences with, the customer service industry or things like that. And you just need to have just that spark, that smile.
Mhm.
Again, I personally am an advocate of not needing the experience. It's just how problem solving, customer service skills, and your personality,
Mhm.
that's kind of what, like, the it factor
Right.
for some of these managers, or, just teamwork in general, a
Yes,
team.
absolutely, yeah. I was plucked from retail, so,
There you
yeah,
go.
like, I was working customer service at Dillard's, and I
Oh,
had
awesome.
a lady who was buying a ton of gift cards, and I was like, "What are all of these gift cards for?" And she's like, "Well, they're like incentives and bonuses, for my, leasing agents." And I was like, "Well, tell me more.
Nice.
I need
Yeah.
to come work with you." And she's like, "Well, we're hiring. You should come to, such and such property and fill out an application." And the rest was history. And that is
Yeah.
how I became, a multifamily nerd. And so
So did they train you? They trained you on site?
mhm, yep, they did, train me
Awesome.
on
That's
site, yeah,
awesome.
and so, yeah, it was a real yeah, I mean, same thing, like, service industry, so well, we've got some more folks watching. Say hi to Kelsey
Yay.
Calloway. Hey, Kel.
Hello, Kelsey.
And then we've got
Hello, everyone.
Camille.
Oh, Camille. Camille's out there too. I see
Mhm,
Camille,
and
my
then
sister.
yes, and Kimberly, retail and restaurant folks all have transferable experience as long as they are friendly and outgoing,
Yeah.
absolutely, and even Carla said, "I love finding great people outside of the industry."
Yes. Yes.
It's
Yes.
a thing. We all like it's so funny, and I think that's why, like, so many of us, like, connect so well, where we just come from this we're cut from the same cloth of, like, being
Yeah.
friendly, good customer service, problem solving, taking care of people. It's what we do, and so it
Yeah.
totally transfers over.
I mean, if I can be completely transparent with you, I remember when I left the restaurant industry, I had this one particular manager who told me, Sochi, by the way, I'm really happy for you. This opportunity that you have. He's like, so I'm here to tell you, like, he looked me dead in the face and he's like, I want you to keep going. He's like, I will not rehire you. He's like, I will not rehire you because I feel like you have potential and you just, you need to grow and grow. So I look up to people like that
Mhm.
in the industry. When I actually, the first day, my official, and again, I've helped a little bit, but my first day actually working with my friend who was the assistant manager, she was busy. So, and she's the one that told me, don't worry, I'm going to train you. If you get overwhelmed, come talk to me. And the manager that was helping us out at the time, she immediately, I just remember a pile of renewals. And, I was really overwhelmed. I cried my first day. I cried on my first day because I think the reality set in to
Mhm.
where, like, I'm dealing with people's lives, like
Yeah.
rent, renewals, meaning rent is going up,
Mhm.
everything, was going in my head, what if they get upset? What if they get this? What if they get that? So I remember speaking with my friend and telling her, hey, I don't think this is for me. I was like, I don't
Mhm.
think this is for me. And she kind of, talked me out of the ledge, if you want to say,
Mhm.
and really broke things down for me, which I was able to pass to other leasing agents, which is with the industry. And I'm pretty sure you'll agree too. You just
Mhm.
have to take it day by day. You won't learn everything in one day. And I think that was
Right.
kind of what a lot of us expect,
Mhm.
especially those new leasing agents. Everything's so new and overwhelming for us. I think we need to know everything in one day, and
Right.
there's just I literally still, I'm learning new things every
Mhm.
day about the industry. So,
Yes, absolutely.
yeah, so but it's something that I absolutely love to do. I think, you know, everyone can agree that every day in the industry, you'll learn something new, you'll go through something new. And I think that's maybe why I stay.
Well, because
It's
no day is ever the same, so
exactly
and we
no
and
days ever.
and we get bored probably if it is, so
Exactly.
kind of the
Exactly.
perfect match. How
Exactly.
long were you so you started out on site, and so how long were you on site before you transitioned over as a supplier partner?
I was on site, I want to say about 7 years. So I
Mhm.
started off as a leasing agent. And again, I was so surprised with myself on how immediately the company that I was with, like I'm surprised with myself till this day. Like, I tell everybody, I'm like, I cried on my first day, but then immediately, like not even within the year, I started getting trained an assistant property manager. And got that opportunity. And from there on, literally within months, I was an assistant property manager on site. And again, that opened the door to a different chapter, delinquency,
Mhm. Oh,
and
yeah.
all that good stuff. So yeah, so I was on site for a while. I personally, I love it. I actually still miss it when I go and I visit properties. I kind of want the scoop. Like, okay, what's
Mhm.
going on today? What happened? Or the maintenance guy goes in there, and I don't even know him, but I sometimes just want to go up to him and be like, all right, what do you say needs fixing? What do we got to do today? So
Mhm.
if anything, I miss on site for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, so 7 years, and
Mhm.
then on the vendor side, I think
Mhm.
5 years already.
Mhm.
Years, yeah.
I'm gonna be Kimberly. It's supplier partner. I know she's a
Supply. Oh, yes,
supplier
yes,
partner.
yes.
Yes, I know. I know she's
Supplier.
listening and she's like, correct it, Deb.
I know. I've heard you guys say that before too. I'm like, I've watched this. I've watched you guys live so many times.
I know. We all do it.
Supplier
We all do it.
partner.
So
Well, I
funny.
feel like the same with with a couple, just the industry vocab words. We don't want to say unit. We want to say,
Mhm.
the, the,
Apartment
we don't want to,
renewal, yeah.
yeah,
It's not
right.
complex, it's community.
It's
Yes. Yep.
community. Yeah. So
Mhm. Yep.
supplier partner. There you go. I
Mhm.
became a supplier partner around 5 years ago. So
What
yeah.
was your what part of it, was it staffing? Did you mention staffing? Was that your
Yes. Yes. So
first
I joined BG Multifamily. I was a staffing coordinator for about 3 years. I had the opportunity to work North Houston territory for about like 6 months. And then I had the amazing opportunity to open up a brand new market in Salt Lake City. So, and that's where I met my work partner, my best friend to this day, Dan Link. So if anybody knows Dan Link out there in Salt Lake City, he's the best out there. And yeah, I mean that's another one too. That's
Mhm.
another challenge that I was able to go through. Staffing,
Mhm.
staffing is it's
It's not for everybody.
yeah. Well, I mean, it's a lot of, in this industry, again, we
Mhm.
wear plenty of hats, lots of hats. And I think with this one, it came to the point where it was, these are people where, um, you know, they, they tell you all the time, like I can go out there and I can get a permanent job, so, which again, not to say that staffing or, being working for us. I don't want to say again. That's another word
Mhm.
I want to say. A temp, because I even tell them, I'm like, you're not just a temp. This is a job. You're working for us. But day to day, they go through stuff. Employees. So if anything, I never got a chance to be a property manager and
Mhm.
doing all the hiring. And I
Yeah.
know right now that's what everyone is going through. With
Mm.
everything that's changing. So
Right. It's
and
hard. It's
people
harder now than I think it's ever been. So
yeah, and people will leave just for a dollar. So it
yes,
all
I
comes
will.
down to how how they're treated, how they're how do you say it, how they're taken care of.
Mhm.
And that's what really makes them stay. So it was a challenge, but I do miss it. I do miss having that connection with the
Mhm.
employees and
Yeah.
knowing that we have their back and all that good stuff. But
Yeah.
yeah, no,
It's
it's
always
and I know
special
it's
to
tougher
have
now.
like a fun, solid, like a tight knit on-site team.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they become your
Oh yeah.
family. So yeah.
Absolutely. So when I would also make those phone calls and I would say,
Mhm.
"Hey, can we help you guys out by sending you anyone out there?" I love the
Mhm.
calls that, they say, "Actually, we've been the same staff for the past 13, 15 years." So I'm
That's
like, "Oh my
amazing.
goodness, that is awesome." And
Mhm.
sometimes I just have to go visit them just so I can meet them.
Yep,
Just so
yep.
I can be like, "Okay, so this is the superstar staff." And it's amazing, how much that staff is just they have each other's back. And
Mhm.
Everyone's equal. I love that. I
Mhm.
love those types of teams. So yeah.
What do you and Dana Duckworth says she's excited to hear about your journey.
Dana, thank you, Dana.
So what do you enjoy most about multifamily?
um, Really, God, there's a lot. I love people. I love talking to people every day. I am very, face to face type of person. I love helping everyone out, on site, helping people out, and then, being on the supplier side, supplier partner side,
Mhm.
helping people out, hearing them out, being an advisor, um, a confidant, I guess. Building that trust and, the communication.
Mhm.
And again, I think it goes both ways. So, that is one of my favorite, parts. And then also, teaching others, maybe because again, coming from staffing and help training that way. And but even when I was on site doing that, because I just remember doing it, my way. And I wish I had somebody that was there that would say, hey, okay, take a breath. It's
Right,
actually,
right,
you know what I mean? Like it's actually
right,
easy. Let me just show you, and let me show you how you can have fun doing it. So,
right.
so I think that's my biggest passion in the industry is, just showing everybody,
You're gonna bring
how,
fun back.
yeah, bringing fun back,
We
and
do
the
need to bring
industry.
fun back, like, for sure. It's been a
Yeah,
hard few years, and we need to bring fun back to this
yeah,
industry. I
yeah. I
feel
mean, it
like
can be.
our site teams are, there's been a beat down.
Yeah, it can be tough out there. And then just knowing how to, you know, tap out or
Mhm.
like, hey, tag, you're
Yeah,
it, go in there for me. So I think just knowing how to do all of that in any team setting, is awesome. So yeah, that's one
right.
of my favorite
Is
things.
anything, like, shocks you about multifamily?
Um, Anything
I
that
guess
shocks
I'm
me?
shocked. You know what shocks me when I talk to
Yes,
people outside of multifamily that literally say that's an industry?
that's an industry, the multifamily
Yeah.
industry.
They're like, "What is that? Apartments? Like, that's like it's like a." I'm like
Well, if
"You have
anything,
no idea."
I think what shocks me is whenever you say, you work for the industry or apartments, and
Mhm.
people automatically think like, oh, you work on site, or you can make like, I still have friends till this day who still think I work on site. And oh, you probably get calls like this. They're like, oh, this is what's going on in my apartment
Yep,
complex right now. And
yep.
what can I do if, I break a lease? But hear me out. This is what
Mhm.
happens. So everybody has a
Yeah,
story.
they wanna
So
tell you the story of
yeah.
how they can get out of their lease with sympathy as opposed to you sign that and you're kinda
And
stuck
yeah,
with stuck,
but you have
so
an unauthorized occupant. And no,
mhm.
yeah, no. So I think that maybe is the biggest,
Aw.
shocker, I guess.
Camille says that Sochi always reminds me to be myself and have fun, and she's thankful for your mentorship. So well done.
Yes. Well, I
Well
think
done.
if anything with Camille, just learning from each other, because Camille is doing an amazing job right now. And I feel like she just started and she's just taking over. So I think also, even though maybe some of us, however long you've been with whatever company you're on site, learning from others is always a great thing.
Yes.
So with Camille, I'm like, hey, what are you doing?
Mhm.
Tell me, what are you doing? Don't keep it for yourself. So,
Yes,
yeah,
exactly, exactly. I love that.
learning from each other. Yeah.
Learning from each other. I know, and Kimberly said earlier, continue to learn. It helps us grow. It totally does. And
Yeah.
also just not being so bullheaded to think that you you know the only way and the only right way and the path. Like I've done this
Right.
before. This is how we've always done it. Like
Right.
collaboration can just do amazing things. So,
Absolutely.
listen, learn
Absolutely.
from each other. I mean, I've worked in other team settings on other sales teams where there were things where I struggled with, but I would see that a counterpart was like blowing it out of the water. So, I mean, of course, I go to her and I'm like, "What is
Yeah.
your secret?" Like,
Yeah.
and teach me
Yeah.
your ways. I want to learn and I want to be successful too. So,
Absolutely.
I mean,
I would say that's my biggest advice for anyone. Don't be shy. Don't be afraid to speak up. If you see someone's just blowing it out of the water, and just go up to them, just ask them. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? They'll say no. They might be, I mean, I hope that they're not rude, but I know I've had a couple of those,
well, I
but
mean, there's always some
it's
folks out there that
whatever
like to hold the things to to
to
themselves.
themselves. But I mean, that's fine. And then, I get it. But there's still others out there that, they will probably even be flattered.
Mhm.
They're like, oh my goodness, you want to learn
Yeah.
from me,
Mhm.
But yeah, no, I think, not only two heads work better than one, but the more the merrier. It's going to help you grow. And again, if you don't have someone that might be there all the time teaching you new things, you need to go out there yourself and try to find different ways on, just
Right.
be open-minded.
Be
Yeah.
open-minded. Yeah, look for, yeah, like ask questions, meet new people. Like, I
Mhm.
mean, the worst thing that someone can do is just tell you no, and then
Right.
whatever, move on with your life. But do
Exactly.
you have like, as far as now that you're a supplier partner, your sales, you're doing the things here in Houston, do you have a tool or a platform, or is there anything in any industry, I guess, secret sauce that you have that you want to share that helps you be successful on a daily basis?
Yeah, my secret sauce, I think I just said it.
Mhm.
Just if you're wanting to continue to grow, don't just wait for it to happen to you.
Mhm.
Go after it. And it took me a lot. I like throughout the years, I always thought, trying to quote Alexander Hamilton from the play. I think Aaron Burr, which was one of the characters, he would always wait. He would always wait, and Alexander Hamilton would always tell him, "What are you waiting for? You kind of have to go for it." And I think one of his biggest quotes is, um, you know, um, "I'm not throwing away my shot." So never throw away your shot, because if not, you're just going to wait until the end, just like Aaron Burr, and it was too late. And if
Mhm.
anything, he kind of held that against Alexander because I think he just wanted to be, like him. He just kept going. He even in some of his songs he says, um, he has nothing to lose. But I guess my biggest thing is, yeah, don't sit there and wait for it. Talk to whoever. I mean, if anything, Deb, you, Kim, I don't think this could have happened if I didn't come up to you guys and was curious, and you guys invited me, which I thought was great. I didn't expect you guys to invite me, but I really looked up to what you guys are doing. I don't think we have anything out there like this. I think we need this. I mean, there's so many times that we vent out there, and but I've never seen anything like this. So
Mhm.
again, it's not. If you like something, go up to the person, tell them you like it.
Mhm.
Ask them questions, and then continue to ask maybe how you can grow, or how you can conquer this. I love Zumper, how every time they tell us like, hey, how can we help you grow, or maybe
Mhm.
how can we help you grow outside of Zumper. But
Right,
I
right.
think even with you guys and our mentors, which again with the Houston Apartment Association, you guys are so awesome. Everybody who I've met, you guys, I feel like you guys are always wanting for other peers to grow, or to learn different ways. And so if
Mhm.
anything, it's don't just sit there and wait for it, go for it.
Right, go get it,
Yeah.
go get it. I
Yeah.
love that, yeah.
Yeah.
So, how many years total have you been in the industry?
Let's see, 12, I guess
12
12.
now? Okay,
Yeah.
so if you were to go back 12 years until 12 years ago, Sochi,
Yeah. It's pretty good.
give her some advice about this industry, and like, what would you tell her, and would you do anything different?
Uh, y- y- um, I would say, uh, I was very shy. So I would say, do your own research. Know your value. Know
Yes,
your value. Know how valuable you are.
love it.
That would be my biggest advice to my younger me, my
Mhm.
younger me,
Know your
uh,
value. Yeah, I
would
love
be
that.
know your value. Know your value. I've always been myself, but if anything, I think back in the day, I always thought like, I don't think I can do that, or I don't think I'm capable of being able to do that. So, but I think, we've all been in that that
Right.
place where you do it and you're like, hey, it wasn't that
Right.
bad.
That's
What else can
I
I
would tell
do?
myself that, you can do any of that. Like, you can
Yeah,
do anything. Like, don't sit back and wait for someone to give it to you
right,
necessarily, or
right,
like pave your own way. Like, figure out your lane and what makes you so happy and just go with it. I
absolutely.
wish I had did told myself 23 years ago, that, know my
Hmm.
value and know that I can conquer any job that on site, and I can conquer, any job, off site. Like, I got this. Like, I'm smart enough and I'm valuable enough to do this, and not
Absolutely.
to hold back and not to be shy.
Absolutely. And I'm so glad I just remembered that, because if not, I would have been like, I actually don't know. I have a younger sibling and other friends, and I that's what I tell them every time. I
Mhm.
said, if you're going to go to an interview or something, don't think that, they need to ask all the questions. You ask them questions.
Mhm. Yes.
You're valuable. You're valuable. You know your value. You know what you can bring to them. So ask them questions as well.
Right.
So
You
yeah.
want it to be a fit, So I think asking questions and making, what do you value? Like, I'm always like, well, what is your culture? Like,
Hmm.
what drive, I want to make sure that we're aligned. I don't want to put a square peg in a round hole. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, so you should always definitely ask your own questions.
Hmm.
Well, it has been so great talking to you, and
Yeah.
it's almost time for us to wrap up, but I want to make sure that everyone knows how to reach out to you. So if we
Yes.
can get that popped up on there, can you tell everyone how to find you?
Yes. You can email me at sochi.flores@semper.com, or you can actually find me through Facebook, or LinkedIn, same name, and then we can connect. I'd be more than happy to connect with you.
Yes.
Um, yeah, so thank you so much for having me, Deb and Kim. You guys are
Yay!
awesome.
I'm
I
so
was
glad
so
you're
excited for this day.
good.
So yeah,
It wasn't
I'm
that
looking.
scary. It's not that scary.
No, it's not. I think as long as we're just talking about what
Mhm.
makes us. I mean, we
Right.
live, eat, and breathe
Yes,
the
we do.
multifamily
Just like
industry. So
like,
yeah.
just having a conversation. That's all we wanna do, just sharing
Mhm.
is caring, having conversation. So thank you so
Exactly.
much, and thank you everyone
Thank
who
you.
was watching. If you're watching this, like, share, all the things. If you're gonna replay this, make sure you hashtag replay. Tell us where you're watching this from. And of course, if you want to be on and talk about your experience in the industry, or you've got some knowledge you want to share, you can email us at beyondindustrylive@gmail.com. And then we also have a little link over here, right here. You can type in this link. It will also take you to a little landing page that will show you some resources that we have. You can sign up for a newsletter, and you can also schedule to be on an Industry Live on Tuesday. So we're going to continue to share the industry knowledge with everyone out there.
Yes.
So thank you again for coming, and we hope that
Thank
everyone
you.
enjoyed this. And
Thank you
we'll
so
see you guys
much.
next Tuesday, guys. Thank
Bye,
you.
everybody.
Bye.